Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Namaskar. Welcome to Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Welcome, sister.
Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Welcome to Going Beyond.
Thank you.
We were talking about going beyond comfort zone, and in the last episode we said instead of controlling anybody, influence them. And that was a fantastic line. Can you just explain a little bit more on this?
What we saw about control was that if we feel that other people's response is because of the way we have reacted to them, or other people are changing because of what we are saying to them, and we start feeling we are controlling them. And similarly, the other side starts feeling that they're doing what they're doing because of them or for them, then they feel controlled. So both the people are getting weaker. The one who feels is controlling is also experiencing a false sense of power.
And also fear.
And fear of losing that false power. And the one who feels is being controlled is, of course, feeling like a victim and a very, very powerless person because I have no choice and I'm living my life according to.
And he starts believing that I can't do anything.
Yeah, true. So what will happen is that the first step, if I start creating this kind of a feeling, the first emotion that will happen will be resistance towards the person. The harmony. And we saw a simple example that if my child doesn't do things the same way as he was doing before, or is not listening to everything that I'm saying, just we have to pause and check, how do I start feeling internally? And this can apply to anybody, a team member, a spouse, a friend, a child. If they're not doing now what I'm saying, how do I start feeling inside, and what are the kind of thoughts that I start creating? And if the thoughts are anything which is a little uncomfortable, like, why are they doing this? Why aren't they listening to me? Can't they understand it's for their good? They shouldn't be doing their things this way. This is resistance. It's uncomfortable energy.
Resistance from the person who is controlling or being controlled?
Resistance towards the person whom we thought we were controlling. And now suddenly they're not in our control. It's the parents' resistance.
This is also a little bit of not liking that person.
It is actually, yeah, that is resistance.
Because he's not listening to me, and I don't know why he wants to be a...
Beautiful.
Why he's his own enemy.
Yeah.
I have so much of experience. Yeah. Why doesn't he listen to me and take my experience?
But nobody would be ready to accept that they're actually not loving their people at that time. Because we're really not loving at that time. Because love means acceptance. But at that time, we are in the mode of resistance. So we are not loving, we are rejecting them. But it's very hard for us to accept that we are actually not loving our children or parents or spouse at that time. So we have to be very careful. Is there any kind of a resistance in my mind towards the other person? And resistance can be seen very, very clearly. We think it's natural to feel like this. But actually, if we check in a very subtle way, the resistance is not because of what the other person has done or what's happening around, but the resistance happens because of how I start thinking in response to what they have done, becoming very judgmental. Let's say, for example, if we're sitting in a gathering or if we're sitting in a program and people are asked to switch off their mobile phones in the beginning. And this is a very common thing, a very simple one, because if we understand it at a simpler level, we'll see it at a deeper level. So we'd say, please put your phones on silent. Okay. And now suddenly in the middle of it, there will be a ringtone. The phone rings. Now, my discomfort is not because of the ringtone, but my discomfort gets created because of what I start thinking. Mm-hmm. Not even about the ringtone, but because I start thinking about the person who did not switch off the phone.
Not only the person, these days, people
yeah,
today's
lovely.
Society, today's generation.
True.
And I don't know why, and he will stop listening to or enjoying the program he's watching.
Exactly. Now let's just separate this. It was the ringtone. The ringtone doesn't cause the discomfort. This really has to be understood, because everybody would say, oh, I felt like that because of the phone. It was not because of the phone. It is of the thoughts that I started creating after I listened to that phone ringing. Somebody else could have said, oh, it's okay, they must have forgotten.
Even I forget so many times.
Yeah.
It's
So
okay.
that person will not feel any kind of discomfort internally, even though the phone is still ringing. So resistance means my thoughts of being very judgmental about the other person, which I create, they cause the discomfort. And once I start creating them, they radiate to the other person. The other person also starts creating similar thoughts, and there is conflict. So the seed of the conflict is not because of what the other person has done.
This person is sitting in the first row, and on the 10th somebody else's ringtone happens. And how can the conflict start when they're so far?
Here, conflict is here. Conflict is never here. There is no conflict.
So you mean to say conflict between two thoughts?
Yeah, see, like suppose I'm sitting here and you're sitting there, and now suddenly I start becoming judgmental about you, and I start creating thoughts based on my judgment about you, not about what you have done, my judgment about you. Why are they speaking like this? Why are they behaving like this? Is this the way to be saying this? Is this the way they should have done it? I'm sure it could have happened in a better way. They just don't know the right way to do it. I've started the conflict. This is energy of resistance. It will radiate to you, and very soon you're going to be creating similar thoughts. And now two souls who had very nice, loveful, accepting energy flowing between them have started creating conflict. Much later will the conflict come out in
Yeah, after
words
the
and
program
behavior.
is over, when they meet each other, they might start
Any
fighting.
relationship also. Any relationship. Any
Sister,
situation.
one question. I was talking about the first row and the 10th row. Now, this man is getting angry. And as you know, once you get angry, it takes a little time for a few people to settle down. When he's angry because of that guy's ringtone, he might disturb the next person or the person on the left without even speaking.
Yes.
His thoughts can, the whole atmosphere.
Because it's happening here.
So it's not, you cannot say it's my problem. So you're disturbing others too. You're
But most
affecting.
important, you're disturbing yourself. And like you said, he's angry about the ringtone. He's not angry about the ringtone. He's angry because that person did not obey the instruction of switching off the mobile. That
And
has to be
probably
separated.
this is not his instruction.
Yeah. But he's not, see, it's like, how come they don't know what's the right way to do things?
How can be they're so dumb,
They are indisciplined. Look at the
careless?
people. All these are thoughts of resistance. And these are my thoughts, and they're causing discomfort to me.
Oh, so he is not obeying my thought.
Yes.
I think and I feel and I want everybody to be very perfect.
Perfect.
So and very, disciplined.
Right.
And in this country has no discipline.
Yes. Now, somebody else for whom it's not such a big thing if a mobile rings. If that's their thought, that it's okay if a mobile rings, even mine rings once in a while. And then if they hear somebody else's phone ringing, they don't feel that somebody has done anything wrong. It's easier for them to accept that. Now, this is something which we have to start working in every relationship. It's like simple. If somebody is living near the airport, if somebody is living near the railway station, they're hearing noise the entire day, even noise when they are sleeping, but they don't have problem. They don't get.
They'll have problem when there's no train passing.
Very true, very true. Because what have they accepted?
They are in that comfort
zone. What have it's all about what we are ready to accept and what we are not ready to accept. For somebody else to go and stay at their place, they probably not be able to sleep the entire night. But for these people, it's nothing. It's just nothing because their mind has accepted that noise. Let's look at everyone's behavior around us and let's see whether we can start accepting them. Move. Let's just shift from resistance to acceptance and which means I and you have a different point of view.
And this acceptance will further go to influence.
Yes, absolutely.
So we started
With control, created resistance.
instead of controlling.
Yes.
Influence.
Yeah, but control led to resistance. From resistance, we'll shift to acceptance. And when we start accepting each other, influence will happen automatically. Because what will happen in acceptance is, we need to see it with everybody actually now, that each one of us has a different point of view, has a different opinion. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong, we're just different. And now, most important is, I accept the difference. Even if their view is a little less accurate than mine, I'm not being judgmental about it. I accept they're different. Let's say you're very sincere, I'm not. You're very punctual, I'm not. Now, one is to keep on creating those resisting thoughts every time I'm not as sincere as you, not as neat and clean as you, not as accurate as you, not as punctual as you, and one is accept. Each one is
How
different.
can you come out like this with a shirt not ironed?
Yeah.
How can you come without combing your hair?
Yes.
You know,
One is to say something to somebody, you can do this like this. But the other is, how can you do this? This is not right. This is not the way to be.
But this is not control, this is criticism.
Yeah, this is resistance internally. It's still not come out in words. It's not come out in words.
So
a
how
lot
does
is
one-
just happening inside.
Okay, agreed. Now, how does one influence?
When we accept people and we stopped judging them, then our energy becomes very harmonious. Now, what is happening in resistance is conflict, stress, anger, fear. In resistance or in controlling, what is the thought that gets created? You must listen to me. And most important, you must please me. Very, very clear.
There's a lot of difference between listen to me and please me.
Yeah, because your listening to me pleases me. So you must do it. Very subtle. This is a way of controlling the other people. So the intention is very selfish. It's purely for my happiness.
No.
Absolutely. You have to check the difference. If you see the difference, that's why if they don't listen, I get disturbed. Otherwise, I wouldn't get disturbed.
If they don't listen and if they fail and in whatever they wanted to do, then I'll say, I told you so. You didn't listen to me.
Exactly. So
So
that
this is
means
not
it's
being selfish.
This is being selfish because again we are trying to tell them next time better remember to listen to me.
Next time I can be wrong.
But when did we ever feel that we were wrong? We are trying to tell them you didn't listen to me, so you failed. So now you made this mistake once. Next time, please remember.
But I'm
you have to
saying that
listen to me.
next time when they listen to me and they fail, that means I fail too.
Yeah, but
So
at
it
that
can happen both ways.
time, we will have another excuse to give because no one ever accepts that what we did was wrong. Nobody
But I still
ever.
do not understand that if I am telling somebody something, okay, son or daughter or friend, do this, and believe me, I have 35 years of experience in this, do this. And how can it be selfish?
It is only selfish when their doing it creates your happiness. Then it's selfish. Which means, let's say for example, I say sit like this. One is I say sit like this, and one is I will be comfortable only when you sit like this.
Or if I say you will look very nice if you sit a little straight and not like this,
Yeah.
you will look nice and that is good for your health. If
Yeah.
I say that,
But which means if I don't do it that way, it will not affect anything here. Then it is selfish. That's the checking. If it doesn't affect anything here, then it's purely for the other person. And if it's creating anything here and then I keep on asking them to do it, then it's selfish. Then it's for my stability. It's for my satisfaction. Less to do with them, more to do with me. And when it is influence, when it is for the other person, then my thinking will be, what should I do what should I say, which is only for the development and for the growth of the other person. Absolutely. Intention is only totally for them, not for they should listen to me. And then my whole way of thinking and speaking to the other person will be listening, understanding, empathizing, motivating, not anger, hurt, upset because they didn't do it. There's a lot of difference. It just has to be checked. Like we were talking the other day, that people around us were not working properly. Everything seemed to be going haywire. Now, one is we shout at them and then we want them to listen to us, which will also happen. You know, if we just shout at them and order them around.
That can also work.
The work will work. The work will work. But the energy that will get created is, I shouted at them, they listened to me. So a subtle feeling, I control them. And they, the ones who listened, also will feel they are being controlled by you. This is control going on.
And what about the energy in the whole?
We know what the energy
and the
will
result
be.
of the program?
Result is conflict internally. Both are not comfortable. Both are not comfortable. The one who's controlling is not comfortable because they create either anger, fear, or upset feeling just to get the other person changed. And the one who feels they are being controlled are anyways not happy. But if you do the other way around, things are not going right, people are not listening to me, I am stable first. First, I'm stable. I'm not getting disturbed by anything. My stability in response to their behavior will help them to change, because my stability will give them the energy. My stability will give me the power to understand them, to listen to them. Right now I want they should listen to me.
My stability will give them the power to
Change?
Is it possible?
Yeah, because when
They
people
might
have
not change ever.
sometime or the other, if they feel it's right, they will change.
So my stability means keeping quiet?
Internally, externally saying what I have to say.
Okay.
Giving my opinion, like we saw last time, Malik ban ke rai dena. Become the master and give my opinion. Give the opinion, but not sulk or get angry or hurt so that they will obey my opinion. If you don't listen to me, then I'll become like this, so that eventually you will do what I'm saying. This is control.
If you don't listen to me, I will not eat lunch.
Yeah, that's much more at the outer level. Yes, so till you listen to me, I will keep on doing some things. And influence will be, the other person just accepts it's okay, they're not ready to change right now. They're not working properly. Things are not going right. The person is not honest. The person is not sincere. The person is not punctual. It's their perspective. I am fine. I listen to them, ask them if there's anything that's wrong, empathize with them, and then just wait.
So is this called influence?
Automatically, your vibration will influence them. If you want somebody to be honest, keep screaming at them to be honest. It's only an illusion. And the other thing is, accept that right now it's just not working for them. They're not being able to do it right now. Acceptance doesn't mean that, okay, forever they will be like that. Acceptance just means right now, at the present moment, I am absolutely fine with what they're doing, and now we are ready to work towards the future. And rejection is actually focused on the past. Why did they do this? They should not have done this. They should have listened to me. They always do things like this. The conversation is always like this. And acceptance is, okay, they did this. It's fine. I am fine. Now what do we have to do? There's a lot of difference. We'd have to just check, and the subtle checking will only come here, that I do not get disturbed. Our stability can create magic for people.
I do not get disturbed. To get this kind of a strength or to master this line, don't you think meditation is the answer?
Absolutely, because when I understand I don't control, I give people the choice to be what they are. I don't get disturbed when they're using their choices, because meditation will help that my state of mind is now not dependent on them. The more my state of mind is not dependent on people, I will not get disturbed if they don't listen
Now
to me.
I understand the meaning that when I try to control somebody, that means I'm being weak. So when I do meditation and I become stronger, and my energy here, which was depleted, becomes my battery charges and goes up. So I stop controlling people. That means I'm no more weak.
You're no more weak.
Because earlier, while we were shooting, I'm talking about the first episode, where people used to move in front of me and go from here to there or do some changes in the camera, and the cameraman would jump from one camera to the other, or a lightman would walk. I would look at like that, my eyes would go there and get irritated.
Yeah,
Now it doesn't matter.
absolutely.
Not matter means it's not that I'm ignoring it. It doesn't affect me anymore, as if it is not happening.
Yes, because the more you become powerful, now this is real power.
Now this is not weakness but
This is
power.
power. This is
Thank
power.
you so much. Now
This
I
is real
understand.
power.
I did not understand earlier when you said, see, controlling means you're weak. Yes, I wanted everybody to stand attention. Why does he move when I'm talking? Why does that fellow move when I'm shooting? Can't they understand? Why is this switch mobile not off?
Right.
Why is his reflector not here? Why is that fellow looking this side? No, it doesn't. It's not
And
that
which
I'm
means-
ignoring it.
No,
and
it's
and
not.
there's no effort.
It's not at all.
There's no effort, I promise you.
There will not be effort. It only requires understanding and power.
But how is it that it's not affecting only? If it it doesn't matter, as it is not happening. Actually, I can see it happening
Yes.
with some corner of my eye, but nothing, not even 1 degree or not even this much disturbs me.
Now, this can be taken to every aspect of our life and to every relationship. Because if we can do it in one situation with one person, now we just have to use the same formula. The formula remains the same. The problem can change. It's like maths. They can keep on changing the problems. The formula remains the same to bring out the solution.
2 into 2.
Absolutely. So this is the formula. Work on myself, remain stable. I'm not dependent on other people's behavior, and so they do not have to obey me. They can do it if they wish to, and even if they do it, it was their choice. I was not controlling them. They were doing it. I was only controlling myself, taking charge of myself.
And I was just giving my opinion.
Absolutely. Give my opinion, not necessary they have to obey it, and my thinking will not change whether they obey it or they don't obey it. This is unconditional acceptance.
Also, sister, while talking to you, I have also realized that when I used to give my opinion to somebody and that person would react angrily, that means the way of giving my opinion is wrong.
Yeah, true.
See, just now while
Because-
talking to you,
Yeah.
I have realized that why will anybody get angry if I give them an honest opinion in a nice way and with heart to heart,
And a good advice.
and not making the other person feel small or humiliated or make him irritated? That means there's something wrong.
The
If
little
I tell
son.
my child, if my son is say 10 years old, and say, "You're so weak. You did this. Why can't you do this? I used to do that so much in my at your age." That's humiliation.
Yeah.
So
But sometimes, we would speak like that when the child is 10, but when the child is 30, we might not speak like that, but we might think like that and speak in a different way.
okay. So my thought goes first.
My thought reaches there, and you will still find them reacting. And then you will find that the other person is not liking our best advice and best opinion.
Or maybe the same child might remember that when I was 5, he used to say like that. When I was 10, I used same thing. Now again, I'm 40 today, speaking like this. Why can't Dad let me grow?
Yeah, so now
Give me my space.
Absolutely. So give me my space means give your opinion and then move out. Then move out. Then leave me to do
But
what I
there
have to do.
also you should not feel that, well, I'm not interested. I'm just telling you that my job is to inform you whether you don't. See, honestly,
Purest intention.
purest intention, give your opinion. I really feel this.
Yes.
I want the rest. I mean, you're old enough.
Absolutely. And most important, this purest intention for your good, not for my comfort. This is it's very subtle. It needs to be checked every time, because if we don't check it well, we will say, obviously we're saying it only for their good. We never are thinking about ourselves. But even if there's a slightest change here, if they didn't listen, then it was for us. It was not for them. Even the most important thing, if it disturbs me when they don't listen, then it's still for me. So I work on myself, that I remain stable, I remain stable. When I reach that stability, they will change. Definitely.
That's wonderful,
Because then it
sister.
won't be for me anymore. And people love opinions given to them which are 100% only for them. They're ready to take it.
Now I agree that when I give an opinion, my opinion to XYZ, and if the person doesn't listen to me, and if it hurts me, that means I was selfish. Earlier I didn't understand that.
This was, when it hurts you, this was control.
Control, and if you don't listen to me and I get
Hurt, it's control.
control.
Because your behavior hurts me. This means I'm trying to control you. But now when I remain stable, this is influence.
Influence. Thank you so much, sister. Let's have a meditation on this.
Let's sit back and see the closest circle of relationships. At every step, we're giving an opinion, an advice of what we feel is right. But let me practice today the purest intention, which is for their good, their development. Let me give my opinion and then step back, absolutely detached from the decision they take. My role is to give. Their role is to make a, and my role is to accept their choice. And my acceptance gives them the power to change. I'm shifting from controlling to influencing them. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
When people don't do things according to what we want, we start being judgmental and critical. This is creating resistance towards them. At that moment, we don't love them, we reject them. Resistance is not because of what the other person has done. Resistance is because of how we start thinking in response to what they have done. Our judgmental thoughts will travel to them and they start creating similar thoughts, and the process of conflict has begun. Each one is different. No one is right or wrong. We are just different. Acceptance means we accept the difference. Acceptance means we are comfortable with their present sanskar and way of working and ready to work on it from the next moment, that is, future. Rejection is focused on the past, the mistake they made. If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajyoga Meditation Center, call us on 099 99 744 555.
Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful It's so